love Batman. That's probably my favorite superhero. So I have been watching some of his old clips back from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, I remember watching the reruns when I was at my grandparents' house growing up. So it was fun to watch. It was good. It was very good. Hey, if you're going to be outside today, you need to take an eye to the sky because it's going to be a little wet at times and we could see some heavy rainfall. But looking outside right now, a little bit of cloud cover around this morning, and that's going to stay with us throughout part of the day today. You may see some peaks of sunshine here and there like we are seeing right now at Prestonwood Country Club there on our neighborhood network. But overall today we'll generally see a good number of clouds, and that will continue through the afternoon. So here's our weather headlines. We're going to be in an unsettled pattern all the way into next week. The possibility of heavy rain is there with some slow-moving storms. As meteorologists, we look at something called the PWAT, the precipitable water, and those numbers for today are pretty high, up to about 2 inches. So that means that we have the possibility of getting a couple inches of rain with some of these thunderstorms as they are slow-moving. Remaining warm and humid all the way into next week with those heat index values in the low 90s for us. And we had a record report for rainfall. Raleigh-Durham International for our Friday evening reported 2.3 inches of rainfall. The old record was 1.73 back in 1895, so it shattered that record from many, many years ago. It is the weekend. It is Father's Day weekend. Let's get right to your forecast for that. We're looking at temperatures in the 70s through the morning hours, looking at the mid-80s through this afternoon. And then after about noon, that's when the rainfall chances really start to go up considerably. I think the better day of the weekend is actually going to be Father's Day for your Sunday. So temperatures are looking pretty warm as well into the upper 80s. A smaller chance of afternoon thunderstorms, but we do have that still possibility in the forecast. And generally, though, today is going to be our heavier day for that activity. So outside right now, we're looking at the lower 70s, 73 in Raleigh, 72 in Goldsboro. Good morning to you. 69 in South Hill, Virginia this morning, 73 in Rayford to start the day. Here's what we look like satellite and radar wise. We don't have much activity out there this morning. A little bit of rainfall to the south there of Fayetteville, moving into the Sandhills. That's going to probably just fizzle out, but most of the morning will stay dry. And then as we head through about the mid-morning to afternoon, you'll see that cloud cover intensify and the possibility of some showers and storms developing. So peaks of sunshine through the day today. Scattered storms, a good possibility. Frontal boundary well to our north. We're going to keep the southerly flow happening, and that's going to keep us nice and warm today with those that humidity outside. You're really going to notice that, and I know you noticed it for your Friday. Same thing for today, and because we have that moisture in the air, that's why we have that potential for some heavy rain. So partly sunny for your Sunday, for your Father's Day, with a few afternoon thunderstorms possibly, and then Monday a cool front's going to approach us, and we're still going to be unsettled with some more thunderstorms in the afternoon. Pretty much just keep the umbrella close by the next several days. So here's Futurecast stopping the clock today about 2 o'clock. You can see the activity developing, and that's going to continue with us through about 6, 7 o'clock tonight, and then you see things start to fade out. Now, these are computer models, things can adjust a little bit, but we're looking at the activity starting a little earlier than what we saw last evening, which we saw that mostly like after 8, 9 o'clock and then blossom from there. So as we continue into our Sunday, things stay dry through the morning hours, and then again a flare-up towards the afternoon about 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the day. So here's our temperatures this afternoon: about 89 for Fayetteville, 89 for Dunn, 87 Lillington, 88 for Rocky Mount, 88 for Smithfield as well. We're looking at the triangle, seeing temperatures 87 to 88 degrees there in Raleigh, Roxborough about 85 degrees. We'll see conditions rather steamy today with dew point reading at 72, so that means on our comfort index you will feel the moisture out there and you will sweat pretty quickly. A stray shower for tonight, mostly cloudy conditions, 71 degrees. And a very quick look here at your 7-day forecast. Rain chances continue all the way through the next few days. Summer begins on Wednesday, and yes, it already feels like it outside. CBS North Carolina will be right back.
Switching gears now to the weather. So yesterday was a lot of rain.
A little rain.
Yeah, and some lightning as well. You know,
I was watching radar, and I saw almost like 2 cells converge around the split between US1 and it was just heavy rain. So are we expecting that today? No, not quite as much moisture out there. Here's our weather headlines. I do want to get to the tropics first because we have some news out of the tropics this morning. Scattered storms are expected this week in the afternoons. We'll talk about those possibilities, and slightly cooler for the first day of summer. Can you believe it's already summertime here in Central North Carolina? We know it gets hot. All right, taking to the tropics first, I want to talk about this area right here. A 90% chance of formation over the next 5 days. This area around the Yucatan Peninsula, and I'm going to zoom in here on it, and you can see what I'm talking about for the formation. You see this right here, right at the end of that last radar? So those little lines kind of going in there, that's about where the center of circulation is, and we are starting to see a little bit of circulation. So Hurricane Hunter's going to go check this one out. A 90% chance over the next 5 days. I'm going to say this one's probably going to be named at some point as a tropical system. So we're going to keep watching that one. All right, so now out in the Atlantic, this one a little less of a chance, 50% in the next 5 days. Still one to watch, though. Now, nothing's coming our direction at this moment, but I do like to update you because it is hurricane season and need to stay up on what's going on out there. 76 degrees outside right now here at home. We are looking at some cloud cover out there in some spots. We'll see some sunshine mixing in through the day today, off and on. About 50-50 chances of seeing some sun and clouds for the afternoon. Here's our satellite and radar. You can see a little bit of low cloud cover there. That's going to continue to burn off. So, yeah, we'll see some more sunshine through the day. Best chance of thunderstorms towards the mountains today. We're seeing thunderstorms wrapping up around the Outer Banks. So if you had plans of the Outer Banks this weekend with Dad, a fishing trip or anything like that, you saw some rain, and you're going to see a little more for the first part of the day, and then it's going to move on out for us. Okay, so here's our temperatures around the region. We're looking at 75 in South Virginia, just across the line there, North Carolina and Virginia. We're looking at 76 in Raleigh, 75 for Sanford, 81 already in Fayetteville. Good morning to you. It's going to be a very warm Father's Day for you. And if you are traveling around the area for Father's Day, the mountains in the 70s now, best chance of storms there. As I said, we're looking at very warm in the Sand Hills, some low 90s this afternoon. The beaches looking good. Maybe a spotty thunderstorm for you this afternoon as well. So, yes, travel plans. You might get caught in a downpour later today, but most of us will be on the drier side of things. Not quite as much coverage as our Saturdays. So grilling outside with Dad this afternoon. We're just going to go isolated to spotty storms. And about this time period, 2 to maybe 4 o'clock, I think, would be the highest chances. And then by 6 o'clock, it'd just be warm and muggy and maybe a very isolated storm out there. So we'll keep eyes on that. Temperatures in the upper 80s for you. We'll be partly sunny through the day today. Here's our cold front that's going to be approaching later tonight. We're going to get that closer to the mountains. And then as we get into tomorrow, that's going to move across central North Carolina late in the evening. That's when we have our best chance of seeing some thunderstorms associated with this frontal boundary. So here's Futurecast, seeing a little more activity starting to show up now as the models go a little faster in the future here. We are seeing some Sandhills activity later this afternoon for some of those thunderstorms. Most of the area, though, about a 30% chance of seeing some storms. And then as we head into late tonight, most of that's over the Triad. And then as we get into tomorrow, partly sunny to mostly cloudy through much of the day. About 2 o'clock in the afternoon, coverage starts to pick up. And then by late in the evening, there comes our frontal boundary, and that's when we'll see our best chance of thunderstorms. And then keep those into the forecast for Tuesday. 90s for the Sandhills for today. We're going to see 90s along the I-95 corridor. We're going to see the upper 80s to low 90s around the triangle for this afternoon. It will be very steamy out there. 72-degree dew point means you will feel it when you step outside. You'll start to sweat pretty quickly. Tonight we'll drop back to about 72. An isolated shower, a few clouds. Your 7-day forecast, we are going to stay warm the next few days, and then as we head into summer, first day for Wednesday, we get a little break after that cool front with the temperatures down into the mid-80s for us. But as we get into the end of the week, we're right back up to about 90 to 92 degrees.
And disturbing news about headlight scores on SUVs. Tests by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety say most mid-size SUVs don't have effective headlights. CBS